Activity 4, creating tables and graphs using technology. I will teach you how to use Desmos, and I want you to go to www.desmos.com and then sign in and create an account. And I will send you a code for this activity. And this is our lecture also, and you can use this anytime. So sign in please and use a Google account. On the first page, whenever we do Desmos lesson, make sure that you sign in with your Google account so you can return to your work later if you need to. And I would like you to see your first name and your last name. Okay, so you click on the top next. So this is where you enter your name, last name, first name, last name. This is optional if you want to tell me about your name. Then some questions here about your spring or summer 2021. It's also optional. And also about you and math. You can describe your ideal math class, a memory from a previous math class, or how can I be the best teacher for you? Let me know. And then here, some fun activity, scary or fun. Fun, scary, both, neither. And then now we can start with practicing Desmos. Okay, so here you're gonna type exactly what you see here, like 1, 2, 3, 4 raised to 23. 23 is the exponent. How are you going to do that? Take a look at the hint here. You have to use the caret sign and then 23, and you will see an answer. Then click submit. So this is just practice. Next one, type the result of multiplying 222 by 111. So you can multiply that 222 times 111 and then submit. Or are you stumped? You can try to click on the calculator. There's a calculator here. This is the scientific calculator. When you click on that, you will see it like this. Okay. Next one, I want you to try typing an equation y equals square root of x to the 5th. If you don't know how to do it, look at the hint here. Type these keys. Y equals, for the square root, you just have to type SQRT. That's a shortcut. X, caret sign, 5. And then do that again. So when you type square root of x to the 5th here, you will see exactly this graph. And then the next one, I would like you to try to complete the table below so that the points are on the line. So what is that -2? When x is -2, what is y? So if you're not sure about the coordinates, you can click on the graph to check. So like -2 on the graph, oh, that is -3. So you can just type here -3 and you will see the point on the graph. Let's say let's say 1. 1 is, you can click here, that is 3. So you type 3, see that point is on the graph. So complete this table. And let's start our warm-up. Create the table of values for the equation y equals x squared plus 2x minus 4. Use the values -3, -2, up to 1, 2, and 3. Here's the table, x, y. So how do we compute for our y values? So we just have to plug in -3 to each. So the first one, -3 squared plus 2 times -3 minus 4. So negative 3 squared is 9. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 minus 4. 9 minus 6 is 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So you should have negative 1 here. Then let's do the same thing for negative 2. Negative 2 squared plus 2 times negative 2 minus 4. Negative 2 squared is 4. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 minus 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Minus 4 is negative 4. And to complete the table, negative 1 is negative 5. 0 is negative 4, 1 negative 1, 2, 4, 3, 11. Next, sketch a graph of the equation y equals x squared plus 2x minus 4. So remember to choose appropriate scales for both the x-axis and the y-axis and clearly label the graph with those scales. So this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. So negative 3 is negative 1. So 1, 2, 3, negative 1. So let's say this is the point. Negative 2, negative 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then negative 1, 5. Then 0, negative 4. 1, negative 1. 2, 4. And 3, 11. So when we connect this, it's actually a parabola. Okay? All right. Now let's start our class discussion for this activity. All right. The first one, using Desmos, of course, for computer applications like this, make sure you know how to access the pull-down menus and or alternate keypads. So here on the bottom left, when you click on this, this is the keypad, and you'll see all the numbers, x, y, exponents, parentheses, inequalities, square root, equals, plus, minus, multiplication, division, arrows, and then also some functions if we need to have, let's say, stats, and all that. Okay, and I'll teach you how to do it. So this is what we're going to do. A, B, C, and D. We're going to use these spaces here. This is one for A, B, C, and D. We're just going to type this. Okay, so the first one, look at this. Type in absolute value of negative 6. Where's the absolute value? Here. You see above the A, B, C? You can click on this and then just type. You can type negative 6, or you can use the keypad here, negative 6, and you will see the answer. That is equal to 6. Okay, letter B, square root of pi. So you can type here. You tried from the previous slides, square root meaning SQRT. See, you see the square root symbol. Or if you want, click on this square root here, and then pi. For pi, you can just type P and I for you to get pi, and you'll see that that is equivalent to square root of pi. Next one. How about fractions? Calculate the value 4/7 plus 1/14, and make sure your app gives you both a decimal approximation and an exact fraction answer. With Desmos, it's easy to do that. All you have to do is just type this. Let's do it. 4 over 7. So 4 divided by 7. And then arrow to the right, then plus 1 over 14. So 1 divided by 14. And this is the answer in decimals. Now, how are we going to get the answer, the exact fraction answer? Look at the blue numerator denominator here. Just click on this and you will see the answer. It's 9 over 14. And if you want to go back to decimals, just click again and you will see the decimals. See? Easy, right? And the last one, you can drag this to the top if you want. Alright, so the last one is the exponent. How do we type an exponent? Let's do this both. And you will see the difference between -3 to the 4th with parentheses and -3 to the 4th. So let's try with parentheses. Open parentheses, -4, oops, 3. 3, close parentheses. For that exponent 4, you see AB here, so that's going to be the exponent. So 4. And you will see the answer is 81. So I want you to try what happens without the parentheses. So type -3, the exponent. So you click on this for the exponent, 4. And the answer is -81. So they are not the same. Okay? So that is the first problem. Next, second problem is how to create a table. So let's go back to the problem from the warm-up. Remember the given equation y equals x squared plus 2x minus 4. We're going to use Desmos and check our answers from the warm-up problem. So it says here, type the equation below for a. That's all you need to do. Copy this equation. So type. You can use your keyboard or you can use this keypad. So y equals x squared. This is, you can use this squared or this as exponent 2. X squared plus 2x minus 4. Automatic you will see the graph, which is the parabola. So I'm gonna hide the keypad so that you see this is the parabola. But we want a table. We did a table from -3 to +3, right? So all you have to do here is, after you type the equation, click on the edit list here on top. So click on that, and then on that equation, click convert it to table. So click on that and you will see this on a table. So we want from -3 to +3. So you can just change this from -3, change, all you have to do is just change the x values and you will get the y values automatic. So -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Just to go down, just press arrow down. And we got exactly the same numbers. So meaning we got the correct answers. Okay? Now, letter B. If you want to remove this green graph, you can click on this green. See, now you don't have the graph. Or if you want to see it again, you can click on it. Click, click. Okay, next one. Letter B. We do the same thing, but this time our table is by fives. -10, -5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Okay, so all you have to do is again type y equals x squared plus 2x minus 4. What's next again? Click on this edit list and then choose table. Okay, and you can now change this just the x values. So change it to -10, -5. What's next? 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, arrow down, 25. And we have these answers for our table. You can change the color if you want to. Just click on this black, like 2 seconds, and you can change red, blue, green, orange, or purple. So let's try orange. And that's the graph, and this is the table. Or if you don't want to see the parabola, just click on that orange, and that's it. Then let's try a new equation. So type here for letter C the new equation. So just type y equals, that's x cubed over 2. So if you want x exponent 3, then arrow to the right, divide, because we want the denominator 2. Oops, sorry, it should be 2, not 5. And then arrow to the right so that you could type minus x squared. So again, this is x, this is squared, and then minus 5, minus 5. Then I'm gonna have my keypad. So this is the graph of that equation. Now we're gonna reproduce the table below by 2's. So 0, 2. So remember what to do here. Click on this, edit list, and then click on the table, meaning convert this equation to table. Okay, so let's start with change this to 0, then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And you can use this a plus minus here if you want a small you want to see the graph, or zoom in, zoom out. So that is letter C. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. So the previous slide, you don't see the grid or in the x and y axis. You can actually show it. Click on this graph settings, and just click on grid. See, you'll see the grid. Also, you can have an x and then the y axis if you want, or you can remove it and check it, and then click anywhere. So it's a blank. But for the next one, this is the third problem. So I have the grid and the x and the y axis. So this is the y axis and this is the x axis. We're going to use Desmos to create the graph y equals 5000 minus 200x. So if you can see it, make a table below. Remember what we did. First thing that you need to do is type the given equation, y equals 5000 minus 200x, and then note this problem provides no instructions or guidance to how to label the scale the axis. In these situations, first create a table in order to approximate the highest and the lowest value. And step number 1, we want to have a table from -10 to +10. So remember how to get a table again from after we type the equation? So we click on the edit list and then convert to table. So let's do that from -10 to +10. -9, -8, -7, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, even as you can see here, we have the y-axis and the x-axis, and you don't see a graph. So what we do is we need to change the window setting. And to do that, let's take a look first at our table. From -10 to +10, what's our smallest y value and largest y value? This is 7,000, 68 is going down from 7,000 to 3,000. So smallest y value is 3,000, largest y value is 7,000. And your x is from -10, smallest, highest is +10. So you can change the setting of our Desmos by click again the graph settings here, and you see the x-axis and the y-axis. Our x-axis, we want, let's see, you can change this from -10 to +10. And then let's change our y-axis. That's the reason why we ask you to get the smallest and the highest for you to change this. So smallest is 3,000 and highest is 7,000. So change it to 7,000 and you will see the graph. And it is a linear. You can use this, or let's make it for us to see below the x-axis, because the line here is already the x-axis. You can change this to, let's say, from 1,000 to 10,000, or you can drag it like this, and you can actually, with Desmos, that's why I like Desmos, you can move this around with your mouse. Okay, so don't forget, if you want to change the setting, all you have to do is click on this and change the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay. So that's also for our steps 2 and 3. So that covers the whole thing. Don't forget this. The reason why I asked you to adjust the grid, because I want you to see the graph of the equation. A graph is considered good if the graph is easily visible and somewhat centered on the screen. All the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts are clearly visible, and any other important features like peaks, valleys, gaps are visible. So again, like what I said, you can move this. So this is our y-axis. The point on the y-axis, that is the y-intercept. So 0,500 is 0,5,000 is the y-intercept. Now what's going to be our x-intercept? And don't forget, the x-intercept is the point on the x-axis. So if you want, you can move it here and click on the point on the x-axis, which is 25, 0. Okay, so don't forget those two. the point, again, on the point on the x-axis is the x-intercept, that is when y is 0, and the y-intercept is the point on the y-axis, 0, 5,000. And that's it for our class discussion. Last slide is, this is part of the group activity, but I'd like to show it to you so that you could practice this also whenever you have time. Okay, try the problems on the right. So it says here, each of the following problems have their correct answers provided to the right. Show where parentheses need to include on your Desmos in order for it to get each correct result. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to enter all of this and make and use parentheses if needed for us to get these correct answers. Okay, the first one, 2 to the power of 3 pi. So type it here below A. So 2, if you want, exponent 3 pi, 3, and then type the word pi, pi. So that is exactly the same. That's correct answer. So with that, you don't need a parenthesis, or you can use parenthesis here and you will still get the same answer. Letter B, square root of 5 minus pi. So again, square root, you can type sqrt or click the square root here. 5 minus pi, so 5 minus, type pi, and you will see that that is the correct answer. Letter C, 10 over pi plus 1. So 10 divide. So you just have to type pi plus 1, pi plus 1, and that is correct. In other calculators, you're going to need to use parentheses here, the denominator. Letter D, 2 minus square root of 10 over square root of 26 minus 5. This time, with Desmos, with the numerator, you have to type first open parenthesis 2 minus square root of 10, then arrow to the right, out to go outside the parenthesis, and then the denominator, so divide. So you see, everything is divided by that. Square root of 26 minus 5. So you can use open parenthesis, square root of 26, and then outside the square root, arrow to the right, minus 5. See, automatic there is a close parenthesis, and we got the correct answer. Okay, letter E, the value of x squared when x is equal to negative 4. So I showed you earlier how to use with or without parentheses. So to get positive 16, so you have to use parentheses negative 4, so minus 4, close parenthesis, squared, and you got positive 16. And then F, the value of 5x when x is equal to negative 2. So that's 5 times negative 2. So open parenthesis, minus 2. And then automatic, with a close parenthesis, you will get the correct answer, negative 10. And the last one, 25 raised to 1/2. So type 25, exponent 1/2. You can use parentheses or not, but if you use other calculator, you use parentheses, 1 divided by 2, and you will get the answer 5. Okay, and that's it. And the very last one is, when you try this, when you finish all this, I just wanted to see after this activity, are you unsure or confident about all of this using Desmos? If not, you can go back and try it again until you master all of this. This is very important. Okay? All right. Thank you.